Hello. I think I might have discovered why 14 of my 30 winter onions have gone to seed. We're in the first week in June here in the UK. This is yesterday's paper, and let me just read you this little snippet. May sunniest on record despite thunderstorms. And under that headline, even as thunderstorms, hail and flash floods made life uncomfortable in parts of the country, weather experts said the UK has enjoyed its sunniest May on record, according to early figures. How about that? The sunniest May on record. Now if we move across here, it actually says it was also the warmest May on record. So we've got the warmest May, the sunniest May on record. And this bit about thunderstorms, well, I've got to tell you, there's been no thunderstorms at Homegrown Veg. They may have had them up and down the country, but we've not experienced any. And we've had very little rain. In fact, I'll go so far as to say, in the last 6 weeks, if we've had a very light shower, then that's all we've had. We've had no rain. So it's been extremely warm, extremely sunny, and extremely dry. A perfect storm for onions to go to seed, for any vegetables to go to seed. Yeah, I think that's the reason. I think the onions have been stressed out by the fact that our last spring month was more like our first summer month in terms of how warm it was and how much sunshine we got, and so little rain coupled with it. So yeah, I think that's been what's caused my onions to bulk, to go to seed. So look, what I want to do now is what I did at the time, and this was 10 days ago. The last time I took some onions out that had gone to seed, I left a couple in because some visitors to the site and subscribers had said, well, why don't you do that? Why are you taking them out? Because my preference is just to pull them out, eat as much of the onion as I can in terms of green onion rather than a bulb onion, and because there's so much summer left, just to stick some onion sets in there and see if we can't get something to grow, something to harvest at the later on in the year. So that's what that's what I've done, apart from a couple that I've left in. And I snipped out the seed head because visitors and subscribers alike have said, why don't you do that? You will get something at the end of the year to harvest, and so I have. So I'm giving it a go just to see what we get. But in the meantime, what I've actually done is I've put a stick in the ground marking the point at which I nipped off the seed head, just to see what would happen to the seed stem. Now that the onion doesn't have a seed head, what does it do? It's not going to produce any seed, so would it put its energy into producing a bulb onion, or would it carry on regardless as though the seed head was still there and try and produce seed? What would it do? We've interfered with the natural order of things by nipping out this seed head. How does that affect the onion? Well, you might be surprised. Anyway, we'll go out into the garden now. We'll have a look at this stick that I put in there 10 days ago, and we'll see where the onion stem is now, 10 days later. Come on, let's go. Come on, Bob. Come on. Go, girl. Behind this stick is the stem of an onion that has gone to seed. 10 days ago, at this point here marked by this stick, I pinched the seed head out. Okay. Let me move this to one side and let me show you where that seed head is 10 days later. There it is. It was there. It's now there in 10 days. Now then, let me turn this round, and I've graduated this in inches. Okay. It's where we were. This is where we are now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 inches taller. 11 inches taller in 10 days. The stem of this onion is 11 inches taller in 10 days. It's growing at more than an inch a day. This onion is still trying to push a seed head up as high as it can, even though there is no seed head there to push up. It's putting absolutely no effort into making a big onion. It's putting all its effort into making this stem as long as it can. And if I needed any more convincing, then I've got it now. There'll be no onion on the bottom of this when this onion's harvested. All the energy is going into that stem. Do you agree? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope your onions are doing better than my onions. But these are winter onions. I do have some summer onions coming on along behind. So we haven't got all our eggs in one basket. But yeah, look at that, that's unbelievable. I would never have believed that. Never have believed that. But there it is. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.